The original Xbox just turned 20 years old, and it's been a little over a year. We did a collection purge video and gave away a lot of our Xbox games, but we filled in the gaps.
Yes, we've been picking up a lot of Xbox stuff because it's so cheap, and we've talked about that a lot on the channel. Guys, we're going to jump straight into this because we have like 80 plus Xbox games. We're going to go through them kind of quick. And I think we have a pretty awesome Xbox collection.
Yeah. So 187 Ride or Die. It's probably 187.
Ride or Die.
Yeah, this game, shenanigans. It's out of control. Best way I can think of it is like a Grand Theft Auto meets Twisted Metal, like racing. You're basically doing drive-by shootings, but racing.
Dude, this game is so weird, but so fun.
Yeah.
I really like it.
Very bad language in the game, but the game actually plays really well. So if you've never played it, I kind of think it's like a hidden gem on the console. Yeah. Another one that I don't hear a lot of people talk about, if you're into Hydro Thunder, I don't know why you wouldn't like Arctic Thunder.
Arctic Thunder is a badass arcade sports game. It's not really arcade. What do you race in? Those snowmobiles?
Yeah, you got it, buddy.
It's so freaking just ridiculous but fun.
Yeah, it is. It's a great game. I think the best first-person shooter from this generation is like a single-player first-person shooter is Black. I love that game so much. You know, obviously there's great multiplayer shooters and stuff. Black, I love the story. I've always loved the game. Love the mechanics. I like water stuff, water sports games, water battle games, and Bloodwake.
Bloodwake, which is such a metal name for a game. Bloodwake.
And you can play 4-player split-screen death matches. It's just an awesome game. It was an exclusive to the Xbox, and I love that game very much. Breakdown, which I picked up recently on somebody's recommendation, and I found it out in the wild, and it was a sealed copy. So I haven't actually played this one yet, but it's got a psychedelic vibe to it. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Half-Life.
Yeah, it kind of has like a futuristic vibe to it, but it's also a first-person shooter. I haven't played this game, but it does look really cool, and we will be cracking the seals sometime soon.
For sure. I picked it up because somebody in the comments was like, you need to play this game, so that's why I got it. Brute Force. It's a good multiplayer romp. I think it's really fun to play with folks.
It's a third-person shooter, which those types of games are always kind of fun, you know? It kind of reminds me of like the early Star Wars games. And this game is pretty sweet. I kind of like the visuals.
Yeah. Some of the maps in it kind of remind me of Halo, and I think it is a Microsoft exclusive game. So I mean, but it is a third-person shooter. It's a good time. Burnout 3 Takedown.
Moving on to a game that we just recently 100%ed, and it feels so good. I cannot speak highly enough of this game. It's so good. I'm not even a big fan of racing games, and Burnout 3 is literally the best. It might be the best game I've ever played. It's so good.
It's so good. I don't think there's anything even close to how good this game is. You know, Burnout Revenge is pretty dang good.
Pretty close, yeah.
But man, that
I will say though that one of the last Grand Prix in Burnout 3 is one of the hardest things I've ever played. Oh my god! But we did it.
Yeah,
we got it done.
You're in one of those Formula One cars. Oh yeah, those things have no durability. Castlevania Curse of Darkness. Have it on the OG Xbox. It's a lot cheaper than the PS2 version for whatever reason. A lot of people kind of hate on these three-dimensional Castlevania games. You know, I've never hated them.
No, they're not bad games. Just because I like the Castlevania series, they're definitely not as good as like the earlier Castlevania games, but they're still fun and serviceable.
Yeah, I think they're fun playthroughs. They're more kind of, I think they kind of get more into the hack and slash type vibe.
They were trying to compete with like God of War and stuff like that, you know what I mean? So, whatever. Now moving on to Counter-Strike, a game that I haven't played since I was super young.
Yeah, it's a Valve game, and it probably is best suited on the PC, but we have it on the Xbox. I think I got it with my Xbox when I bought a lot from a guy off of Craigslist.
Nice. Have you played it?
Not on the Xbox. I played it on PC, though, back in the day. Yeah. So I don't know how it compares. Crimson Skies.
Beautiful game.
It is. It's
beautiful
one of probably the best Xbox exclusives. And if you like, flying games, it's got a great story as well. And the game's really cheap.
Yeah, which is surprising. I don't know if this one's backwards compatible, but what's cool about a lot of these games is some of them are backwards compatible. So if you have an Xbox One or a 360, you can play them, and they look pretty good. Now moving on to a pretty decent movie video game, and that's Chronicles of Riddick.
Yeah, Escape from Butcher Bay.
Whoa, that's a tough title. This This game is fun if you like the movie. It's I don't know. It's just kind of a simple game.
Yeah, and I think it's it's rare when you kind of get into this era where a lot of movie games is kind of.
Yeah.
This game is really good. It's one of the few. There's another movie game coming up that is amazing that we'll talk about here in a little while. But this Chronicles Riddick game is, and I think it's fairly expensive, maybe on PS2. I can't remember, but it is a pretty damn good game.
And moving on to Crazy Taxi 3. This game, I love this game just because I love Crazy Taxi, and it's just fun.
High Roller. It's a good game. I like 2 better than 3, but it was nice to get another one, and it's pretty damn good. Dead to Rights, another Namco game.
Dead to Rights.
Which I think within the last year or so, it was kind of a thing. Like, oh, I can play that now on Xbox One.
Ooh,
that's
cool.
added to that backwards compatibility. It's an okay game. You kind of go back to some of this era's, like the third-person-ish type shooter games, and the controls a little dated, but
pretty serviceable. Now moving on to a game that's getting really expensive, but it's still really fun, and that's Def Jam Fight for New York. If you like wrestling and you like hip-hop, Def Jam is the perfect blend of you're freaking wrestling as rappers.
Yeah,
and it's so funny.
Fight for New York, I think a lot of people think it's the better game or one of the best games in the series. I've always liked Vendetta more because you're in an actual ring.
You're in a ring and not just on the street.
Yeah. But it's still
still pretty fun, and it's fun to do 1v1 and just beat each other up. And it's fun to play Snoop Dogg.
Doom 3.
Ooh.
So awesome.
Dude, such a badass game.
I do think it got re-released on the 360, like the BFG edition or whatever, but Doom 3 is awesome. It was awesome then. It's awesome now. I'm going through playing Doom 2016 right now, and I will be probably circling back, because sometimes I do that when I play a game, and then I want to go back and play all of them. Yeah, so we'll be getting back to Doom 3, but I did play it back in the day. The game's badass.
Now moving on to a fantastic party game. This game is so ridiculous. Fusion Frenzy, launch title for the freaking Xbox. We love our party games, and I will say that the one party game where you're in those balls and the map shrinks.
Yeah, it kind of reminds you of American Gladiators a little bit.
Dude, that probably is my favorite mini game out of all of them, but so much fun.
It is a good one.
Quick pick up and play.
Flat Out 2, awesome game, but it was just kind of a time where the racing franchises were just overpopulated, if you will.
there were so many of them.
Flat Out 2's fine. It's an awesome game. It's not one you probably have to go out and get or a must play, but I do like the game a lot.
Freedom Fighters. This game is available on PS2 as well. I saw Megadan play this game, and I was like, this game looks really sweet, and this game is really fun.
Yeah, it is. Some AI issues, but the game, I think it's on GameCube as well. So I think it was on all 3. But yeah, we have it on the OG Xbox. Gauntlet Dark Legacy.
A fantastic 4-player experience.
It's awesome. If you have 2-3 friends that you can play this game with, it's so fun.
The Gauntlet games are so much fun. They're kind of like an RPG, but not really, because I don't like RPGs, but I still like this game.
Yeah. There's a power or level up mechanics and stuff like that, but it's still a very pick up and play style game. This game's very expensive on the Nintendo GameCube, but it's a lot cheaper on the Xbox.
And probably plays better too. And then moving on to a game that's going up there in price, and that's Grabbed by the Ghoulies. I think.
Stay away from my Ghoulies. I remember putting it in and being kind of underwhelmed, but I know it's a rare, like not rare to find. Rare is in the game developer. Yeah, let us know if we need to revisit this, because I don't know a ton about it.
Funny name, Grabbed by the Ghoulies.
Yeah, I'll grab you by the Ghoulies there, boy.
And now moving on to a game that's all right. I don't know whatever happened to the series or the franchise. I think kind of fizzled out on the Xbox, and that's Halo. Just kidding. It's one of their biggest games.
Yeah.
Launched off for the Xbox. I think Halo is what put Microsoft on the map. It's literally one of the biggest games. And then on top of that, we have Halo 2.
Yeah.
So what else can you say?
Yeah, they're icons. House of the Dead 3, got that?
Oh yes, this game is so good.
There's a lot of ways to play House of the Dead 3. I think you can download it on the PS3. It's on the House of the Dead Returns on the Wii.
Yep.
But it's awesome on the Xbox.
We love our House of the Dead games. Now moving on to Hunter the Reckoning.
Yeah. These games are really fun multiplayer games as well. I think they're up to 4 players. One thing I don't know is we have one of the Hunter the Reckoning games on PS2, but it's not the one we have on Xbox. So I don't know if they're like, if we just happen to have each one on
is it like console? A series,
or is it like exclusive? Like this was the Xbox one, that's the PS2 one.
Yeah, I guess I don't know that much about it. So let us know in the comments below, and then we'll learn something.
Yeah, I've played the PS2 one quite a bit, but this was a recent pickup. so I haven't jumped into the Xbox version, but I know the PS2 one's badass.
Yeah, it's fun. And now moving on to Jade Empire. This game is really cool. I love the cover. And what's really cool about this game is we picked it up at Pink Gorilla Games a couple years ago when we were in Seattle, so that's really cool.
Good old Xbox exclusive as well. Awesome game. Definitely one, if you own an Xbox, you need to have it in your collection. One of those staples. Mech Assault 1 and Mech Assault 2. The Mech Assault games are awesome. If you like mech games,
yes,
I think you'd like them.
I will say that if you've never played a mech game, the controls, it takes a while to get the controls down. There is a learning curve, but they are really fun because you're just giant robots.
Yeah. Medal of Honor Frontline. Did you ever play this game growing up?
I played a couple Medal of Honor games. I never played this one, but I never really got into the Medal of Honor series. I don't know. I just couldn't get into them.
Frontline is the one I got for my birthday one year, and I wanted it so bad. And it starts off with you storming the beaches of Normandy, and it was just an amazing video game moment for me. I just will never forget.
You were
that.
like, dude, I feel like I'm in the war.
Yeah, it was awesome the way they did that. So I don't know a lot about the Medal of Honor series except for this game, and I loved this game. I wanted it so bad when it came out.
And you got it.
Yeah, well, I actually got it back in the day on PS2, and now we have it on Xbox.
It was cheaper.
Yeah.
Then moving on to Mercenaries. This game is really cool.
Yeah, very good game. I think we got rid of it in our Purge episode, and then somebody in the comments was like, no, you need that game. So we got it again.
So we got it again. Yeah. We got rid of it, got it again.
Yeah.
Now moving on to some Mortal Kombat games. We have Mortal Kombat Armageddon, Mortal Kombat Deception. It's just Mortal Kombat games.
Which one of these is really expensive on GameCube? Is it? It's one of these two.
I think it might be Deception.
Okay. Yeah, one of them's really expensive on the GameCube and not on the Xbox at all, which is crazy. I mean, I'm gonna let you talk about this next game.
MVP Baseball 2005. So I haven't played the Xbox version, but I played the PS2 version a ton. And this game is so awesome. This game started my baseball career. Wow! It also ended my baseball career. So such an awesome game. I'm ready to kick some ass.
You love that game. You used to play
so
it
good.
in your baseball uniform when you
have to, dude. Dress for the role you want.
Dress for success.
Yeah. So I would wear it in my baseball attire, and I kicked ass in it. I played as the Baltimore Orioles.
Yeah, nice.
Which is a terrible team.
Narc.
Ooh, this game's fun because dogs hump you.
Well, that's the original Narc. This game, it's okay.
It's definitely not as good as the original.
No, it's they kind of went more of I don't know if you want to say sandbox kind of wander around type deal. I wanted to like this game. It's got a few redeeming qualities, but for the most part, it's pretty shitty.
It's all right. Moving on to NBA Ballers. This game, I like the cover because it's all gemmed out.
Yeah. And we have Ballers and Ballers Phenom.
Ooh.
This was kind of like the last hurrah for those midway games and stuff in this generation. So I do like those games. NBA Street 2. EA Big
Street. Oh, I love the street games just because they're over the top of the ridiculous. That's all. They're just really fun.
Yeah, they are really good. We have NCAA Football 2005, but we don't really have it because of that. We have it because it's paired with Top Spin Tennis.
Yes, and
if you know anything about us, we love tennis games.
Tabletop tennis. And it's badass. That's all we can say.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Need for Speed Most Wanted. You guys know what that is. NFL Blitz 2002. You guys know what that is. Awesome game. Then the Ninja Gaiden games. We have Ninja Gaiden and Ninja Gaiden Black, and I believe Black is the only one that I've beaten. And I picked up the other one just because it was at a garage sale or something. But I think Black is the definitive version.
Yeah. So
of
the
that
Ninja
first
Gaiden
one.
games in this era are weird because it's all that stuff. But these games are really cool. I love the way they look. I love the way they took this series, and I love how they kept them hard. Too.
They're very hard.
Very hard.
I don't know that they're NES hard, but they're freaking hard.
Yeah, especially for being 6th gen gaming.
Yeah,
they're really fun.
Right as you get going, you're kind of okay, I get it, and then you get to that first boss fight, and you're
just
okay,
Jesus Christ.
All right, you really have to master the controls, and you got to become a ninja to be good at those games. And most people can't become ninjas because they don't have it in their heart. Hey! Obscure.
This game is a great October game, a great Halloween game, spooky, and isn't the soundtrack by Sum 41?
Yeah,
which is
I believe so.
Weird.
And if you're into those shitty teen horror movies, this game will be right up your alley. It's very cheesy. It's a lot of fun to play.
It's co-op.
Yeah, it is. I think it's best played that way.
Yes.
It's one of those things, we were laughing our asses off, but I feel like if I would have played through this by myself, after about 20 minutes, I'd been like,
Yeah, you'd been like, I'm over it.
Yeah,
but together, you're like, I'll get another beer.
And this game's getting expensive as hell.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's getting way expensive. The sequel may not be a Wii exclusive, but I know it's on the Wii. But it might be exclusive. But this is the original Obscure, if you see it out and about, which I can't remember. We did not buy ours like online or anything. I cannot remember how we got that game.
I think we found it at a garage sale, or maybe you already have it.
I don't know.
I don't know. But now moving on to an amazing game, Panzer, Dragoon, Orta. I think arguably it is the best in the series. It is so good.
It's a great game, beautiful game. It's still visually stunning when you play it today in 2021. I personally think it's a must-own game on the Xbox.
Ooh, wow. Then moving on to some Prince of Persia games. We have Prince of Persia 2 Thrones and then Warriors Within. These games are alright.
Yeah, I picked these up not too terribly long ago at a thrift store, I believe, because my brother had one of the Prince of Persia's Sands of Time or something like that.
Like sands through the hourglass, so are the days of our lives.
On the GameCube when I was growing up, and I always thought the game looked cool, and I'd helped him beat a few levels, and I was like, I kind of want to see if these games are any good. I don't know if they are, though. Haven't played them yet.
But we have them.
Yeah. Max Payne.
Ooh.
Guys, who doesn't remember when that game came out? That was a big deal.
Yeah.
By Rockstar.
It's a badass game.
Yeah. I'll never forget, like, the commercials where you, like, could slow the bullet down and, like, you could see it, like, rotating. Yeah. Oh, man.
Oh, it's so cool. Then moving on to Midtown Madness 3. This game is alright. I think someone recommended it to us or sent it to us. I can't quite remember.
Yeah, somebody sent it to us when they sent us those Xbox light guns.
Oh, yes. So that was really cool. Thank you for that. This game kind of has, like, a Crazy Taxi, Simpsons hit and run vibe, but not as over the top. Kind of just more straightforward. So, to me, it was kind of boring.
Yeah, I think
it's all right.
This was Microsoft's kind of swag at that style of game, I believe. Yeah,
but yeah, they can't do everything.
Couple Oddworld games. We have Stranger's Wrath and Munch's Odyssey.
Ooh, I like the Oddworld.
I love the Oddworld games.
They're great.
Yeah, just. I love the guy. I love.
He's a weird looking fella.
He's a good boy though. I like him.
He's a good boy. Give him a treat. And then we went on to Outrun 2.
Yeah.
Another racer. I think this racer though is actually pretty good.
It's really good.
I'm not the biggest fan of racers.
Yeah, it's the type of racing game though that we do like. It's kind of arcadey. Now there's one of these Outrun 2s, not the one we have, and I can't remember which one it is, but one of them is like way expensive, and it might be a PS2 game.
Whoa.
Or maybe it's also an Xbox game, but we don't have that one. We just have regular Outrun 2.
Yeah, we just have the regular one.
Project Gotham Racing.
Project Gotham Racing 2. We have the second one. Project Gotham Racing was huge back in the day. What's weird is it's a racing game, but every time I hear the title, I think it's a Batman game. And I don't know why, maybe because Gotham City or something.
Yeah, I'm sure that's...
But every time I play it, I pretend I'm Bruce Wayne. So it makes the game better for me.
Yeah, well, there you go. The next game in our collection is an awesome game. It's on PS2 as well, but The Punisher.
The Punisher. This game is way cheaper on the Xbox. This game is badass, dude. Badass.
It's one of those games you play and you're like, yeah, let's go. Awesome game. The next game we have in the collection that I adore this game. I actually like playing it 4-player split screen more than I like playing Halo.
And I think I will admit that too. And that's Red Faction 2. You like see what I did there? Rhymed it. Red Faction 2 is badass. I love like the announcer's voice, or like, you know that voice that's,
yeah
I don't know what he says, but it's freaking, I love the voice and I love the way it plays. I love the destructible environments. Red Faction 2 and Nightfire on the PS2, I think it's also on the GameCube, are two of my favorite 4-player games in this generation.
Yeah.
They're just amazing first-person shooters.
This game's criminally underrated. It does not get talked about
So
enough.
good.
I adore that game. I like it on all 3 consoles. It's just an awesome game. Toe Jam and Earl 3.
It's a pretty good game.
It is. It's, if you like Toe Jam and Earl, I think you'd like it. It's not the best in the franchise, but it's awesome, and I think it was a fairly recent pickup for us.
Ooh,
so pretty
nice.
excited.
Then moving on to a game that we absolutely love, and that's Tiger Woods 05. We love our golf games, especially 02, 03, 04, 05. They're just fantastic, simple. I love doing it 4-player, 18 holes, man. It's so much fun. So much fun.
John Daly. That's who I gotta be.
No.
Sega GT 2002 / Jet Set Radio Future. Jet Set Radio Future is one of the best games on this console.
Yes, and Sega GT 2002 is one of the best racers. No, I'm just kidding. We only have it for Jet Set Radio.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal, dude. I love it. It's a combo pack. such a great game.
Yeah, it is. And I think the game by itself, like if you just get the singular version of Jet Set Radio Future, is quite a bit of money.
But get the double pack, who cares? Who cares?
Soldier of Fortune 2, I think it's called Double Helix, something like that. It's an okay game. I don't like it as much as I liked the first one. And I don't even know if the first one was that good, but I played it on Dreamcast, and it's been years. I don't have it on Dreamcast anymore. But I remember playing that game and blowing a guy's head off in the game and being like...
You're like, holy shit.
My God. So I loved it.
I mean, I remember doing that at Grand Theft Auto, and I loved it because, it's just...
It's crazy to think when you see that, back like on the Dreamcast, that was the first time I'd ever seen something
And you were
like
just
that
like,
happen.
I can do this?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was out of control.
Moving on to the Sonic Mega Collection.
Yeah.
This collection is pretty good if you like the Sonic games. It has a handful of the Sonic games.
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest fan of Sonic. I've said it before on the channel, but if you like Sonic, this is a good collection.
Yeah, it's a good way to get your hands on Sonic 3. It's got 1, 2, 3, Sonic and Knuckles, 3D Blast, Sonic Spinball, and Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. There's a lot of value there, and these games are pretty freaking cheap.
Yeah, super cheap.
But
it's just a good collection, but there's so many Sonic collections out there. It's insane. They're on every console, I feel like.
Splinter Cell.
Ooh.
Love this game.
This game is pretty good.
The Xbox and PC version are a little different than the PS2, and I guess I don't remember if this game's on GameCube or not. I think it is. But the Splinter Cell games, when they came out, it was like you had another game to play if you were a Metal Gear fan. Stealth, tactical, espionage, action.
Ooh.
These games were amazing. I'll never forget like throwing a pop can so somebody would hear it, or knocking on the wall, doing stuff like that. Just an amazing game.
Now moving on to Silent Hill 2. We used to have this for the PS2, but sold it because it's cheaper on the Xbox, and I think the Xbox version is the definitive version because there's different endings.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, we've been
It's a badass.
There's a few games coming down the pipe here that we used to have on other consoles, but now we got them on Xbox because they're cheaper, and then we made the money off the other ones. And
Put it in our pockets. But Silent Hill 2, fantastic game. It's a great game to play during October. It's just, Silent Hill's fantastic.
Yeah.
Then moving on to SSX 3, arcade snowboarding, man.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah, Tricky's probably my favorite, but 3's really good.
3 and Tricky are both up there.
Yeah, and then On Tour, we have that, SSX
Ooh,
On
yes.
Tour. Awesome games. Kind of have a trifecta here of Star Wars games. Star Wars Clone Wars, which is paired with Tetris World, which is the game that was the pack-in for the Xbox that we have.
And I will say, dude, Clone Wars is actually really fun.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's a Star Wars game that not a lot of people talk about because Knights of the Old Republic is on the Xbox. But Clone Wars is really fun, especially 2-player.
Yeah, it's really fun 2-player. And then Knights of the Old Republic 1
and 2, which I'm really excited for the remake.
Yeah.
Like, it's gonna be cool.
Yeah.
But these games are phenomenal. They were so good. Now moving on, Tech 2 Staff of Dreams.
Yeah. Staph infection of dreams.
It's probably,
more like.
you probably, look at the way you walk. You probably have-
Tac 2.
This game, it's all right.
Yeah.
I think I played through it once.
Yeah, these games have some charm. I think the one I've played the most of is the one on the GameCube, but
Whatever.
yeah, they're okay.
Now moving on to some Turtles games. We have Turtles 1, 2, and 3. These games, I do love these games, even though some of the camera work and the jumping is frustrating.
The games are dicked up, but we like
But
them.
they're fun.
Yeah.
Konami games, Turtles games, up to 4 players, which is really cool.
The Thing. It's a Konami game. It's like another piece that we're missing from the movie, and the game is done very well. It's also available on PS2. This game is badass. If you like the movie The Thing, which I don't know how you wouldn't like that movie, I think this is a must-play game.
It's really good. Now moving on to Toyato Legends, a fantastic collection of the Toyato games. There's a lot of sweet games in this collection.
There is, and I think the second one is the one we play the most, but the first one's pretty good too. We also have the Tecmo Classics collection as well,
Which is really cool. It's like the classics of the Tecmo games.
Yeah.
I love this generation because there was all those collections out and you could play those old school games on your new consoles 20 years ago.
Yeah, well, but it is, though. A lot of those arcades back then, we never, back in, 2000, whatever it was, 1, 2, right? You didn't envision this day where emulation was going to be super easy and you're going to be able to play. So it was like, man, I can play these arcade games at home?
Yeah, so
that's cool.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
And it is cool having them because not everyone emulates. So it's just nice to have. Now moving on to Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2X.
Yeah.
Which is cool because it's a variant of 2 because it has different maps. It's pretty good. I like it.
Yeah. If you're a fan of the series, it's a unique version to the Xbox because of that extra material.
And then we also have Tony Hawk Pro Skater Underground 2 and then American Wasteland. I like the Tony Hawk series, but I never got into Underground or American Wasteland. I don't know. They're just kind of different, but they're still fun games.
Yeah. For sure. Tron 2.0 killer app. We have that game. That was a recent pickup that somebody had told us to get in the comment section. I haven't jumped into that one.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it.
A series though that I've been in love with since the Dreamcast. The game Unreal Tournament changed my world when I got that game, and so I've got a lot of the Unreal games on the Xbox. I have Unreal 2, Unreal Championship, and Unreal Championship 2.
These games are just so much fun.
Incredible.
So much fun.
Timeless first-person shooters. You could jump on with 4 people and have a great time. I think, what's the one we play, Unreal Tournament 3,
Unreal
I think,
Tournament
on
3,
the
on
X.
3.
Yeah.
That game is so badass.
It is sick.
Now moving on to The Warriors. A great movie video game. This game is badass.
Yeah, Rockstar did it right.
Yep, they did.
And it can be an expensive game on some other consoles, but not too bad on the Xbox.
On the Xbox, it's cheap, so pick it up.
Got 4 left. Whiplash, and then we get into
Wrestling games.
Raw, which is absolutely horrible, and then Raw 2, they did redeem themselves a little bit. Still not as good as the SmackDown games.
Still not good.
Some of these games really frustrate me. You know, a lot of people always say, oh, you guys got to play Day of Reckoning or Day of Reckoning 2, or you guys don't understand the games. No, I've played them. And
I understand them.
I understand them. It pisses me off when you go to do a story and you are forced to create a wrestler to do a story. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, I don't want to wrestle with myself. I want to wrestle with someone that's a professional.
Yeah. I don't want to get injured, dude.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't have insurance.
Let me freaking pick Stone Cold, go pop some stunners,
wow,
and win the belt.
Come on, it's not that hard.
That stuff frustrates me. But anyway, Raw 2's okay. It's pretty decent. And then 13X111 cell shaded graphics. I believe it's an Ubisoft game. I'd have to double check. But I always loved this game when it came out. I just loved the style. I remember getting the demo when it came out.
Oh wow. Going back to it nowadays though, it's alright.
Yeah. It's not I wouldn't say a must play, but for the time it was badass.
Yeah, guys, that is our Xbox collection. 85 games if we counted right, which is insane. A lot of Xbox games. Xbox is from 20 years old, guys, so celebrate it.
Yeah.
A lot of these games are cheap. Pick them up, play it, use the Duke controller. It's freaking... I love the Xbox.
Yeah. It's been really fun collecting for it the last few years, for sure. It's just easy to find. Cheap games. If you think of a game, typically you look it up and you're like, go ahead and order it.
Oop.
Yeah.
Speaking of ordering it, let's talk about this beer. This beer was actually sent to us by Nintendong, I believe.
Yeah.
This is Estonya by 10 Barrel Brewing Company. This is part of their fancy beer series. I love that they call it that. This is a whiskey barrel-aged imperial porter that comes in at 12.6%.
Yowzas!
So this is a tiny bottle, and we did share it.
Yeah.
So we got a little pour of each. What do you think?
I really like it. It's just a really good barrel-aged beer. It's very rich. I definitely like that we just split a bottle because it's so rich.
It's very rich.
Yeah, but it's good. It's really good.
Yeah, it has that really good whiskey barrel-aged flavor. Every time I have a barrel-aged porter, I wish it was a stout.
Yeah.
Because I always want more girth, but it does have a good porter taste.
Yeah.
This beer is really good.
Yeah, it is. I'm really enjoying it.
Really enjoying it. So thank you so much, Nintendo, for sending that to us.
For being a porter, like you said, I would like it to have been a stout, but as a porter, if you're just reviewing it as a porter, it's top shelf.
Yeah, very good.
Anyways, guys, we appreciate you going on a little journey through our Xbox collection. We figured, why not? It's just turned 20. Let's celebrate.
Let's have some fun.
Let's talk about some Xbox games. That's our collection. Let us know in the comment section below if there's any games that we are missing in our collection that are must-play games. A lot of times when we talk about games on the channel, we talk about, if we say this console has 20 games, we don't mean, they're not good. We mean they're must-play titles.
Well,
not Monopoly on the
I was
N64.
thinking Monopoly.
Yeah.
Is there Monopoly on the Xbox? We need to pick it up.
I don't know. But anyway... Let us know if there's some games we must play on the original Xbox, and we will see you next time right here on Gaming Off the Grid.
To Tech 2, Stuff of Dreams.
Staff.
What, staff?
Yeah.
Staff 2.
They're icons. They are the GOAT.
Yeah, and isn't there a song on there there's a really good song in the soundtrack. I can't remember what song it is, but it's really good.
Yeah.
I haven't played this game, but it does look really cool, and we will be cracking the seal recently. Or...
You like a champagne, you like a champagne.
Oh, that's rich.
Yeah. Rich mahogany.
Richard.
That's a great porn name.
It's so good.
Rich mahogany. And you gotta get the right guy, so you gotta get like a really pale guy and have him just only tan his dick.
Oh my
So
God.
when he opens it up, it's a
piece of meat.
yeah, it's a piece of rich mahogany, dude.
Just looks like someone stained it.
Or actually have him use wood stain.
Yeah, just like a mahogany. That'd be so funny.
He's just pale white,
Yeah,
and it's just dark brown, dude.
So why do they call you Richard Mahogany? Well, flop.
Let me show you.
Wow. That would be funny. Now moving on to Hunter the Reckoning.
Yeah.
What?
I don't know why I didn't
You do.
expect you to just like give it the old Vinnie Mac treatment. You had like an evil look on your face. You're like, I like heard you say it and I turned and saw your face and it was just really funny.
I was just feeling it, I guess.
Alright, the next game in our collection is a game I like to call the Butthole Punisher.
Oh my god.